Hi everyone, I wanted to do just a really quick video on foiling eyeshadows because I did this look and the tutorial is going to be up in the next couple days, but I wanted to kind of do a separate video on how to foil your eyeshadows, or what is called foiling of the eyeshadow. So, first things first, what does foiling mean? Foiling is basically when you take an eyeshadow and you apply it wet. So I'm going to show you the difference between applying an eyeshadow wet and applying an eyeshadow dry. Okay, so the example that I'm going to be using today is this color here, and this is by Beauty Rush by Victoria's Secret, and it's in the color Sparkle Wash. And it is a wet to dry, wet slash dry shadow, so it looks like that. So, I'm going to show you a couple different ways of how this shadow can be applied. So the first way is obviously to apply the shadow dry. So I'm just going to take an eyeshadow brush, just to give you an example, and I'm going to apply it onto my hand. Okay, so that is it applied to my hand with it dry. No primer, just straight from the brush to my hand. And I actually had to swipe that probably 4 times with the brush. Like I dipped it, swiped 4 times to get this color payoff of the shadow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what foiling looks like. So there are a couple ways that you can do this. The first way is to just use plain old water. So you can use water. You can apply it with like a little spray bottle. So you can take a little spray bottle like this, put some water in it, then apply some shadow to your brush, then take the water and then spritz it on to make the brush wet, and then apply it that way. And that's one way of foiling. Another way of foiling is to use a mixing medium, such as Max Fix Plus, or you can make your own mixing medium. If you want to know how to make your own mixing medium, then let me know, because I will do a video on how I make my own mixing medium. The way that I like to foil is I actually use eye drops. And I'm using eye drops because water will evaporate, because it's just plain water, and evaporating can cause like dryness on your eye. It can cause shadows to crack or look really funny. I've experienced that by using just plain water. So my suggestion would be to use a mixing medium which has some sort of glycerin in it, which is a humectant, or to use eye drops. And that's because eye drops, are meant to lubricate your eyes. So it's not just going to evaporate and dry up. So one of the ones, and I just use the cheap ones, just the regular generic brand eye drops, and I have a couple, but this is the one that I grabbed. This is the CVS Contact Lens Relief Re-Wetting Drops. So it looks like that. I will tell you that I will not use Roto-V, because Roto-V stings my eyes like the dickens. Like, and it doesn't seem to sting anybody else's eyes. I put it in, and for like 10 minutes my eyes are shut like that because it just stings my eyes so much. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I take the eye drop, I put some on the back of my hand, just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So just a little bit like that. Then I take my shadow brush and I dip it in, because I don't want to completely soak my brush. I just kind of want to wet it a little bit. Then I take the shadow and I just go ahead and I apply some of that shadow onto my brush where it's been wet. So that is the difference. So there it is, applied without any mixing medium or without foiling, and then that is it when it's foiled. So as you can see, it's like, it looks kind of like a purple foil. Maybe that's why it's called foiling. I don't know who invented the name foiling, but I know that that's what it's called. So I'm going to show you with another eyeshadow. So this is the I'm Feeling Retro Trio by Wet n Wild. So I'm just going to do one swipe of that pinky purple. Okay, so as you can see, it like barely shows up. That's with no primer on or anything like that. So it barely shows up at all, if you can see that. Now let me go ahead and foil it so that you can see what it looks like foiled. Okay, so do you see the difference? So this one right here is not foiled. This one right here is foiled. So the color payoff is a lot better, if you can see. It really works really well with like silver eyeshadows or gold eyeshadows, ones that you kind of want to look foiled a little bit. So now let me show you what it looks like with like a pigment. So here's a MAC pigment. I wish I could tell you the color. It's like a bronzy color, but I actually I like potted some of these, and then I used the color sticker on the bottom of the pigment to put on the bottom of the actual, what is it called, the actual pan, and then I put them all in a palette and I gave the palette away. So now I have no idea what colors I have, but it's just like a like a bronze colored pigment, like a bronzy brown. So that's what it looks like not foiled. It just looks like dirt. It looks like my hand is dirty. It's actually right there. So you can't even like really see it. So let me just go ahead and foil. Okay, so that's what it looks like foiled, if you can see that. So not foiled and foiled. So you see the difference? So it looks like a bronze colored, you know, foil. Let me turn the light out because that'll probably help you with the color. Okay, so there it is not foiled, there it is foiled. Not foiled, foiled, not foiled, and foiled. So you can actually see the difference of what foiling does, and I actually used the foiling technique to do this eye look right here. So that's why I wanted to just kind of do a separate video showing you what I was talking about when I was talking about foiling in the video. So there it is. That is how you foil an eyeshadow. You can do it with pretty much any eyeshadow, especially pigments, especially like metallic colored pigments, because it just turns out like a gorgeous color. Or like iridescent pigments, it works really good with those kinds as well. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about foiling or anything like that, or the colors, except for this bronze color because I don't know what color that is, just go ahead and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to rate and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.